Welcome to Giant Ability TV.
What can be renewed is what has expired, and there is no possibility of renewing a dead hope. The hope that Nigerians developed in the All Progressive Congress Party (APC) in 2015, and by extension towards President Muhammadu Buhari, had died in the course of the 8 years tenure of the president. For the presidential candidate of the party (APC), who also was the national leader of the party for those 8 years, that have left bitter memories in Nigerians, to come out with a mantra of renewed hope is to have underestimated the mental capacity of Nigerians. For Nigerians were not ready for any expired hope which could be renewed, let alone a dead one that is above renewal. In the words of the purported winner of the February 25th presidential elections in Nigeria, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, while receiving his certificate of return, the journey was long, but we walked it, and the battle was hard, but we won it.
The road has been long, yet we walk it. The battle has been hard fought, yet we won it. But more importantly, I realize that I'm just a servant of the larger purpose. You see, this is more than a document of certificate of election confirming the positive outcome of an election.
It is important to note that true conquests that do not leave behind regrets are the ones that are done on ignorance and poverty. And if we lose sight of the incidental, we will automatically miss the opportunity to address the significant. Hence the wise saying of Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, while giving a speech at the press conference: "If you want to answer His Excellency, you must be a product of an excellent electoral process. All roads lead to the court of the land, and all eyes are on the Nigerian judiciary, which under normal circumstances should be the last hope of the common man." However, suffice to say that over the years, especially between 2015 and now, the judiciary under the watch of President Muhammadu Buhari and the All Progressives Congress Party (APC) administration has been reduced to the shadow of itself and fits in for description as a dog that can only bark but not bite. There are several cases of blatant disregard for the rule of law that can be referenced under the APC leadership and government. Some of these include those that involve the former security advisor to the former president Goodluck Jonathan, Colonel Sambo Dasuki, who received a judgment against his continuous detention or imprisonment which was disregarded. The same happened to the leader of the Shia, Muslim leader Ibrahim Yaqub El-Zakzaky, and his wife Zina, who after the court had granted them bail were still kept in detention for years. The most recent was a discharge ruling of the High Court in Abuja given in favor of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, on October 13, 2022, but who is still kept in detention till date. The list of all similar cases of contempt and the disregard of court pronouncement by the ruling party and President Muhammadu Buhari is inexhaustible if we are to continue. Another fundamental problem with the judiciary is the power conferred by the fraudulent 1999 Constitution on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to appoint the Chief Justice of the Federation, the INEC chairman, as well as the resident electoral commissioners. This has led to so many incidents of the appointment of people of questionable characters into each and all of these positions. Recall how the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Chief Justice Walter Onohen, was unceremoniously removed by a tribunal in 2019, and a new CJN in Justice Ibrahim Muhammad Tanko was appointed to allow for a smooth sail in the rigging of the 2019 presidential election that returned President Muhammadu Buhari to office for his second term. It is very instructive also to observe with dismay how the new CJN Justice Olukayode Ariwola, who is a Yoruba man, was appointed to replace the former CJN Tanko at a time that the 2023 election was about to commence. This was a political calculation directed at consolidating and perfecting the plan that was on ground to rig the 2023 presidential election in favor of the APC presidential candidate and a Yoruba man in person of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Recall also how President Muhammadu Buhari disregarded the order of the Supreme Court in relation to the redesigning of the new Naira note and the swap of the old Naira note with the new one, an action that the Supreme Court judges describe as autocratic and despotic. There are two ways of contending, by law and by force. The first is proper to man, the second is to beast. But because many times the first is insufficient, recourse must be heard to the second. Niccolo Machiavelli. Going forward, there is no gainsaying the fact, and it is no longer news to Nigerians who are at home and abroad, that the 2023 presidential election was flawed and characterized by unprecedented irregularities that make it fall short of the minimum standard of being credible. This judgment has been alluded to by both the local and foreign observers, and without mincing words and unequivocally. World press conferences had been held by the presidential aspirants of the three leading political parties who came second, third, and fourth, going by the results compiled by the supposedly independent Electoral Commission of Nigeria, INEC, and climaxed by the declaration of the All Progressive Congress presidential aspirant Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president-elect. They, leaders of the political parties of PDP, LP, and NNPP, did at different fora condemn and call for the cancellation and a rerun of the February 25, 2023 presidential election. They have called on their supporters to be calm while assuring them of approaching the court of the land to seek redress and hopefully to reclaim their mandates. The steps taken so far, which include peaceful protests by leaders and their aggrieved supporters, demonstrate their decision to go in the path of peace as Democrats. The declared winner of the election, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the leader and supporters of the APC have been making moves on the ground to assuage the feelings of their opponents. While in the open, they summoned courage by asking the members of the opposition parties to go to court. With all that had happened prior to and during the conduct of the elections, where the government in power and the INEC officials have been indicted in relation to electoral irregularities and fraud, the main question that agitates the mind of the majority of Nigerians is about what gives the acclaimed winner and members of his party the audacity to ask those aggrieved to go to court. Like I said, Nigerians have no hope in the judiciary, whom they see as a puppet that can easily be manipulated by the executive.
We do not accept the charade of what has been presented to Nigerian people as an election in which somebody was declared, and therefore we call on INEC not only to cancel the election, but do the needful and conduct a very credible election that will be respected not only by Nigerians, but the whole international community.
Nevertheless, the popular consensus is that the court should be approached against all odds. Most Nigerians, permit me to say, are ignorant who consider vulnerability to mean resilience. Many over the years have been dehumanized with their psyche corrupted, and to this end have been made to err in vision and to stumble in judgment. On a final note, it is important to state and to make it abundantly clear to Nigerians that we are in the 21st century and the era of technology where what obtained in the 60s, where elections were rigged with impunity and not acceptable to Nigerians, especially the youths. The sufferings of the last 8 years under the APC-led government with its president, the outgoing as Muhammadu Buhari, are intolerable and unbearable. And to this end, the outcome of the election that puts the APC presidential candidate on the lead can only be a charade and a joke taken too far. You may wish to believe me that the declaration of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the president-elect is to Nigeria a time bomb and will not and cannot stand. It is wise for us to change our minds in the port by doing the right things that will guarantee the continuation of the country called Nigeria in peace and unity, than for us to deliberately choose to sink the ship of our beloved country in the sea where there is no possibility of returning. Some of us have not forgotten the plea made by the current Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, to Nigerians on his assumption of office. Recall that he sent a strong warning to the Nigerian politicians not to interfere with the judiciary and allow him and his lieutenants to do their job.
politicians should allow the judiciary to function. We shall continue to do justice if only Nigerians will allow us to perform and function without any pressure.
Unfortunately, the circumstances that led to the emergence of Mr. Ahmed Lawal as the senatorial candidate of Yobe North leaves much to be desired and places a question mark on the integrity and the independence of the judiciary. The integrity of the judiciary is about to be put to test again, but this time before the entire world. We may want to avail ourselves of the privilege of learning important lessons from the wisdom of two former American presidents. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. Abraham Lincoln. Let us resolve to be masters and not the victims of our history, controlling our own destiny without giving way to blind suspicions and emotions. John F. Kennedy. You cannot build a reputation on what you intend to do. To make Nigeria live in peace is a task that we must all do, but praying for peace without justice is praying amiss, and amiss is as good as a mile. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you for watching.